Hello, friends. Where is my hand? Oh, it is here. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. So gross. Get it off me, I yelled. The skeleton man jumped off the hood and to me as I tried to shove Riley's body off. I froze in my tracks as he rose the bloodied scythe above his head. No! Ashley screamed and tackled the skeleton man to the ground. The scythe clattering loudly on the pavement. Go. Get out of here. I'm not leaving you, I shouted as Adrian pulled me up by my arm and tried to drag me off. Goddamn! Ashley yelled out in pain when the skeleton man pulled her up by her hair and then threw her away. She flew through the air and hit a nearby tree harshly, falling to the ground out cold. Come on. Adrian dragged me by the arm and we ran back into the woods, but the opposite way. We need to find help. How? I was losing hope. Now my best friend is going to die. I don't know. He breathed. Just when he said that I saw a light about 100 feet away from us. Hey, I shouted, trying to get the person's attention. Over here. The person seemed to hear us and the light got closer fast. It was a hunter, wearing the proper gear and even had a rifle. What are you kids doing out here? He asks. We're in trouble. Adrian breathed. Some monster is trying to kill us. Monster? Like a bear? The hunter asks, curiosity on his face. No, like something demonic, I replied. You wouldn't believe us even if we told you. Try me. The hunter smirked. Fine. It's the skeleton man we're running from. The hunter stared at me. The skeleton man? Right. I've heard of that creature. People say it's nothing but a legend. Well, he's real as hell and he's freaking hungry for blood. I protested. He killed my best friend and our other 2 group members. I've even got blood on my clothes. All right. Calm down, the hunter said as he reloaded his rifle. Geez. You sound like my sister, he muttered. Listen, bullets ain't gonna stop this guy, Adrian spoke. Listen, kid. The skeleton man is just a legend. It's someone in a costume trying to scare you. The hunter said seriously. The other 3 kids are probably in on it too, but we saw it for ourselves. I yelled at the hunter. The skeleton man ran his scythe through Riley. She was dead. The hunter sighed and cocked his rifle. Fine, I'll go take a look. And we tracked our way back to the car. Riley and Chase's bodies were still there, but Ashley was gone. The hunter knelt down beside Riley's body and felt for a pulse. Well, I'll be damned. She really is dead. See? I frowned. We aren't lying. I know you ain't. The hunter fixed his hat when he stood up. I only see 2. Where's the other one? He must have taken her. I whispered. Blaze. I gasped and whipped around just as Ashley ran into my arms. Ashley. You're okay, yeah? I ain't going down that easy. She smiled as we pulled away. How did you get away from the skeleton man? Adrian asks. PFFT. He went after you guys and I woke up a couple of seconds later. He didn't actually knock me out, but I did hit my head pretty hard. I laughed. You bitch. You made me worry. Didn't mean to, hun. Wait. So this skeleton man is real? The hunter asks. Geez, if I could see him for myself, I would believe the whole story. Just as he said that, the skeleton man dropped down behind him from the air. Behind you? Ashley screamed. The hunter whirled around and shot the creature right in the face. The skeleton man let out a demonic screech and dropped his scythe, bony hands going to whatever was underneath his hood. The hunter cocked his rifle and shot him again, this time in the leg, and the skeleton man fell to the ground. Not so tough now, are ya? The hunter smirked. Oh, no. Ashley swore. The skeleton man lunged out with his right hand and grabbed the hunter's ankle, tightening his hand. The bones underneath were crushed without much ease. The hunter screamed out in pain and fell on his back, the rifle falling from his hands. I grabbed the rifle and emptied it into the evil creature before us. It screeched at me and lunged. Bam! I whacked the creature on the head with the butt of the rifle and the skeleton man fell to the ground. Ha! I breathed. Guess he can be knocked out after all. The hunter cried out as Adrian helped him up. All right. We really need to get some help. Ashley spoke as she lifted the other arm over her shoulders. You got a car? Truck, half a mile from here. The hunter grunted as we walked back into the woods. God! The hunter cried out as Adrian lifted him up into the passenger seat of the truck. I'm driving. Ashley grabbed the keys and got into the front seat. You two can be in the back and watch for the skeleton man. Can he fly? The hunter asks. Dude, what's your name? Ashley asks. Matt, he groaned. And yes, Matt. He can fly, Ashley said as she stuck the keys in and turned the truck on, the wheels screeching as she drove off. Hey, I opened the back window of the truck. You got any more bullets? Matt opened his glove box and gave me a box. That's all. Use them wisely, right? I muttered and reloaded the rifle. Let's kill this bastard for real. I cocked the rifle. Hey Ash, is there any way to kill the guy? I don't know, she winced. I can't remember now. Damn it, I muttered. I guess these bullets can slow him down at least till we get some help. You might wanna get that rifle ready now. Adrian pointed up at the air as the skeleton man appeared before us. I aimed the gun and pulled the trigger. He dodged the first bullet and the next and the next. Damn it, I swore. Stay still. Blaze, use this to catch him. Adrian handed me a rope. You said you can lasso a rope. I handed him the rifle and stood up, leaning against the truck. Lassoing the rope, I threw it at the skeleton man and it wrapped tightly around his cloaked form. Keeping a good grip on the rope, I knelt down towards the back left tire and threw the rope at it. The rope got caught in the wheel and pulled the skeleton man to the ground. I grabbed the rifle and emptied it into the creature, including using the whole box, and he still didn't die. I'm out of bullets. I threw the rifle at the creature, which hit him in the head. The skeleton man let out a demonic screech and his bony hands grabbed the rope and began to pull himself up. Oh, no, Adrian swore. Hey, you got a knife? I asked Matt. He reached into the glove box and pulled out an 8-inch hunting knife, handing it to me. What are you doing? Adrian asks over the wind. Ashley, I've got an idea, I shouted. I'm going to cut the rope and when I do, I'll tell you to stop and then back up to run over him. Got it? She shouted back. I cut the rope. Now. Ashley slammed down on the brakes and then backed up quickly. The truck thumped as the tires ran over the skeleton man once. I looked from above the truck and saw the glowing, red eyes of the creature as he looked at us and screeched. Oh, no you don't. Ashley whispered and put the truck into forward. She slammed down on the gas pedal and ran over the creature. She kept running over him a bunch of times until he seemed motionless. Ashley stopped the truck and poked her head out the window. Is he dead? Looks like we'll have to find out, I said and jumped out of the back. I slowly approached the creature and nudged him with my foot. He didn't move. I think he's dead, I said and walked back to the truck. Ashley had gotten out without me knowing and her eyes widened. Look out, she screamed and pushed me out of the way. Next thing I knew, a bony arm came through her chest and out her back. Ashley, I screamed. No. I tried to go to her, but Adrian grabbed my arm and threw me into the front seat beside Matt. We have to help her. Adrian got into the driver's seat and took off. We can't help her. She's gone. I felt tears in my eyes as we drove through the trees. I'm so sorry, Ashley, I whispered. We're out of gas. The truck stopped the minute the arrow hit the empty gauge. No, Adrian swore, looks like we're walking. We got out and helped Matt out of the truck. Goddamn, that hurts, he groaned, hopping on his good foot. We'll get you to a hospital soon, I spoke, feeling guilty about Ashley. We need the freaking military to kill this guy. Contain him, get him away from the world. I don't think the military can do anything about him. Adrian paused. He's way too powerful. He's also too dangerous for people to mess with him. But we have to do something about him, I protested. We can't just let him roam around and kill people. Blaze, there's not much we can do. But, Shunk. Matt gasped as a scythe came through his chest. Shit, I screamed and we both dropped Matt. The scythe was yanked out and the skeleton man landed on the ground. Blaze, Adrian grabbed my hand, pulling me close to him. There's something that Ashley and I never told you because we had forgotten. What is it? I ask. If we keep running, we'll reach the border of the woods. The skeleton man can't cross into the non-forest territory. We're safe if we reach the school because it's right by these woods. Adrian grinned sheepishly. Why didn't you tell us that before? Moron. I punched his shoulder and then we sped off. The skeleton man seemed dumbfounded for a moment before going after us. We ran as fast as we could and finally reached the border of the woods. On the count of 3. We're going to jump, Adrian shouted. 1, 2, 3. We both took a leaping jump just as the scythe nearly threatened to sever us in half. We fell to the ground and rolled a little bit before stopping. Breathing heavily, I looked up to see the skeleton man glaring down at us, trapped behind the barrier that kept him in the woods. He let out a low, demonic growl and then walked off into the darkness. Are you okay? Adrian asks, pulling me up by my hand. I looked away from the woods. Yeah, I guess so. Oh Blaze, he murmured and pulled me to him in an embrace. I'm sorry about Ashley. I know she was your best friend. I closed my eyes and sighed against his shoulder. Yeah? 2 hours later, the bodies of Ashley, Riley, Chase, and Matt the Hunter were all brought out and laid in the grass. I leaned against Adrian, exhausted. We found no skeleton man in the woods. The chief said when he walked over, I believe in the legend. Hell, I've even seen him once. But we didn't find him at all. The woods are his grave, I spoke and sighed. He's trapped in those woods forever. Well, we'll make a rule about not going into the woods, especially at night. Unless you have a special reason, the chief said. Come on kids, I'll give you a ride home. Minutes later, Adrian and I were sitting in the back, sort of leaning against each other. Hey, since we didn't die, he spoke. His hand finding my own and squeezing gently. I smiled and squeezed back. Are you asking me out? He shrugged. I guess so. Before I could answer, something jumped onto the roof of the police car. The chief stopped the car. What in the world? He muttered and was about to open the door, but then a scythe came through the roof, splitting him in half. Shit! Both Adrian and I screamed. Get the door. I began kicking the window with a hard force and within minutes, the glass broke. Go. You first. He shoved me out the window. Come on. I grabbed his hand and began to pull him out. Shunk. Adrian. I screamed when the skeleton man drove his scythe through Adrian's back. Blood trickled down his chin. Run. He whispered and then went limp, hanging over the door. Damn it, I yelled out and then ran off. The skeleton man followed close behind. This can't be. I suddenly tripped on the grass and fell on my face. No, I cried. tears rolling down my face as I tried to crawl away. I rolled onto my back and didn't see the demonic creature panting quietly. I stood up and just stayed there. "Adrian," I said quietly. Then I heard a growl from behind me. Eyes wide, I slowly turned around to find the skeleton man glaring down at me, scythe ready to strike. I let out a loud scream. The bodies of Chief Harrison, Blaze Anderson, and Adrian Charlton were found the next morning around 8 a.m. No suspects have been recognized for these murders. Some people say it was the skeleton man, a demonic creature that lives in the woods. Others say it was wolves. But the ones who believe fear the woods, for if they cross the skeleton man, he will not let anyone escape. You have been warned.